Hello everyone, welcome again. In this tutorial, I will explain you about inheritance in Java. What is inheritance and what are all the different types of inheritance we have in Java? And also I will explain you about the inheritance examples. So first we'll see what is inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but acquiring or inheriting the properties from one class to another class. I have one class which contains some variables and methods. Those variables and methods we can inherit or acquire into another class, that is called as the inheritance. So Java supports 4 different types of inheritance. One is single level inheritance, multi-level, hierarchical, as well as the hybrid inheritance. First, let's start with the single level inheritance, guys. So what is single level inheritance? In single level inheritance, we are inheriting the behavior from one class to another class. So one class to another class, we are acquiring the behavior, that is called as single level inheritance. The best example for single level inheritance is what? Getting the properties from parents to children. Children are getting the property from parents. So I'll explain you with the example how to implement this single level inheritance. Let me start with the example. See, I created one class here called child. But before that, I'm creating one more class called parents. Class I'm creating parents class I created. So what is the inheritance definition I gave you? Inheriting, acquiring the properties from one class to another class. So I created one class called parents. In this parents, I'm creating one method. What is the method I'm creating here? Public void something like lands. In generic way, in generic example, parents earned lands. Understand guys, parents have earned the property called lands. So system.out.println, what is that? Lands. So after some time, this parents property will be extending to child. So what is the inheritance concept? Child is getting the property from parents. So this is called as the single level inheritance. So how child is getting the property from parents? That is possible with the use of one keyword called extends. With the help of one keyword called extends. So public class child extends the behavior of the parents class. So what is that? Extend the behavior of parents. So once I extend the behavior of the parents, but children is not sitting idle. Children is also earning something. Understand guys? This is the parents property. Parents property extended to children. And children is also earning something. What children is earning here? Public void something like cash. Public void cash. System.out.println. What is that? Cash. That's all. This is called as single level inheritance. In this example, this parents class, we called it as a super class. We called it as a super class. And this child class, we called it as a subclass. In generic terminology, we also call them as a parent class as well as the child class Also we can call it as a base class or derived class. Anything else, different terminologies we are using, but commonly used terminology, technical terminology is what? Superclass and subclass. So in this example, we are extending the behavior from parents to children. So ultimately, if you create, end of the day, if somebody is asking children, what is your property? That property includes both parents property as well as the children property, guys, because we already extended the behavior. Understand? So let me create the main method here. Now, if I create an object for child class, in general example, if you are not using inheritance, if I create the object for child class, then you can able to access only cache method. But now new child class, now you can able to access both the child property as well as the parents property. C dot cache children property and the C dot lands parents property, because parents property has already extended to children. This is called as single level inheritance. So inheriting the behavior from one class to another class. Best example is getting the property from parents to children. Children is not sitting idle. Children is also earning something. So end of the day, children can enjoy both parents property and their property. This is called as single level inheritance. Understand everyone? Coming to the second one, hierarchical inheritance, multi-level inheritance. So what is a multi-level inheritance? Simple. Till now, children enjoyed only parents' property. But in multi-level inheritance, children can enjoy parents' property as well as the grandparents' property. This is called as multi-level inheritance. So getting the behavior from, so acquiring the behavior from one class to another class, from that class to another class. That is called as the multi-level inheritance. I'll give you one best example you can understand. Same example, grandparents, parents, and children. See, let me create one new class here called children. Children is the class I created. See, in this children class, now I'm just creating first class GP, grandparents. What grandparents are earning? Something like public void, something like buildings. Grandparents earned buildings. Understand? So system.out.println giving buildings here. I'm just printing buildings here. Now, so after some time, grandparents' property is extended to parents' property. So parents are getting the behavior of the grandparents. So how it will be? Class parents extends what is that? GP. Understand everyone? So parents also earning something. What parents are earning? Public void, something we are giving it as a something like gold. Public void, gold they earned. So system.out.println gold. Understand, this is called a single level inheritance. So getting the behavior from grandparents to parents. Now children is getting the property from parents. Extends parents. So ultimately, children can enjoy grandparents' property and parents' property, and the children is also earning something. What children is earning? Something like public void, something like shares. Understand everyone? System.out. This is called as what? System.out.println shares. Understand? In this example, so grandparents is the superclass. Grandparents is the superclass, and parents is the subclass for grandparents, and also superclass for children class. Understand, guys? So parents is considering as a subclass as well as the superclass. Subclass for grandparents and superclass for children. Understand? So now this is called as what? Multi-level inheritance. So getting the behavior from grandparents to parents and from parents to children. Now if I create the object for children, here, see, children C equals to object equals to new children. New children here. Now children can enjoy all the entire property. What is that? Buildings, grandparents property, and the C dot gold, parents property, and the C dot, what is that? Shares and their property. This is called as what? Multi-level inheritance. Understand the difference, guys? So in single level inheritance, we are getting the behavior from parents to children. But in multi-level inheritance, we are getting the behavior from grandparents to parents and from parents to children. This is called as multi-level inheritance in Java. I hope you understand. Now coming to the next one, hierarchical inheritance. So what is the hierarchical inheritance? Very simple. Till now, only one children is enjoying the complete parents' property. But now parents are having the two children. So parents' property will be distributing to both the children. That is called as the hierarchical inheritance. Understand everyone? Parents to children is the single level inheritance. Grandparents to parents to children is the multi-level inheritance. Parents to multiple children, that is called as the hierarchical inheritance. So what we are doing in hierarchical inheritance, let me run this multi-level inheritance. You can enjoy all the grandparents, parents, and okay, their property. Coming to the next one, hierarchical inheritance. So I hope you understand, guys. So what is the single level? Simple example, parents to children, single level. Grandparents to parents, parents to children is the multi-level. And the third one is what? Hierarchical, parents to multiple children. Parents to multiple children. One superclass will be there, multiple subclasses will be there. That is called as the hierarchical inheritance. Let me create this child 2. And see here in this example, let me create one new class. What is the class I'm creating? Class parents, class parents, class parents. So parents are earning something. What parents are earning? Public void lands, public void lands, public void lands here, system dot. Understand, guys? Now coming to the next one, class child one, child one extends, child one extends what? Child one extends what? Parents. Child one extends parents. Understand, everyone? So children one is earning something. Children one is getting the property from parents, and children one is earning something. What children one is earning something? Public void, public void, something like buildings, public void buildings. So here system dot out dot println buildings. Okay, understand, everyone? Buildings. So that's all. Now parents property is extending to children 2 as well. So how it will be? Child 2 extends parents. Child 2 extends parents. Understand, everyone? Child 2 extends parents. And public void, what is that? Something like cache. Public void cache system dot out. Understand, everyone? So here the concept is what? Forget about lands, buildings, cache and all, guys. We are just extending the behavior from one class to another class. That is called as inheritance. But how many ways we can extend? One to one, one to one, and from there to another one. And third one is one to multiple. Here parents property is extending to children one as well as the children two. Now see, if you create the object for child one here, if I create the object for child one, you can see child 1 c1 equals to new child 1, child 1 c1 equals to new child 1. Next one, see c1 dot c1 can able to, children 1 can able to enjoy parents property, his property, as well as the c1 dot land. Understand? But c1 cannot enjoy the children 2 property. Understand, everyone? Next one, child 2. Second one is what? Child 2. C2 equals to new child 2. New child 2. Understand, everyone? Next one, C2 can enjoy. C2 can enjoy their property and also lands, parents' property. This is called as what? This is called as what, guys? Hierarchical inheritance. Understand, everyone? See now, children 1 can get buildings and lands. Children 2 get lands and cash. This is called as hierarchical inheritance. I hope you understand. Single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and third one is what? Hierarchical inheritance. So then, Kishore, what is the hybrid inheritance? What is the last one? Hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance is very simple. What do you mean by hybrid? Hybrid is not standalone. Hybrid is the combination of multiple. If you mix up with any of these three inheritances, hybrid will come. Either single level plus multi-level, or multi-level plus hierarchical, or single level plus hierarchical. If you mix up with any different types of inheritances, then you will get the hybrid inheritance. The best example for hybrid inheritance is what? What is the best example for hybrid inheritance? Grandparents property we are extending to parents. That is called as single level. From parents, it is extending to children 1 and children 2. That is called as what? Everyone. So let me show you an example for hybrid inheritance. See, right click on this. Here, let me create one new class. What is the class I'm creating? I'm just creating the class name as a child 22, something I'm creating, guys. Okay, child 22. Now here, see. So what is the hybrid? Combination of multiple. See, class GP1, GP1, class GP1. So what is here? Public void lands, public void lands, system dot out dot println lands here. Now this GP, grandparents property, is extending to parents. Class, what is that? P1 extends, class P1 extends what? GP1. Understand, everyone? Class parent GP1 extends GP1. Next one is what? Public class, public class, what is that? Buildings. Public class buildings. Understand, guys? Public class buildings. Here, sorry, public void, guys. One second. Okay, now what is this? System.out.println buildings. System.out.println building. This is what, as per our discussion, this is what? This is single level inheritance. Understand? Now, this single level inheritance, see what is that here? Next one is what? Class child double one extends what is that? P1 extends P1. Understand? This is called as what? Multi-level. So GP1 to P1 and P1 to child level. Understand? See, public void cache, public void cache, system dot out. So this is what, see, GP1 to P1 is the single level. From P1 to child level is the multi-level. Now, child 22 extends P1, extends, what is that? P1. This is called as what? Inheritance. In this example, you can see single level, multi-level, and a combination of both. Now see, public void, something like public void gold, I just created here, system. This is called as what? Hybrid inheritance. In this hybrid inheritance, see, from GP1 to P1 we extended, from P1 to child 11 as well as the child 22. Combination of multiple, either single level plus multi-level, or single level and hierarchical, or multi-level and hierarchical, or single level and hierarchical, any combination of different inheritances, we call it as a. I hope you understand this inheritance. Thank you all.